Thank you so much. And I just want to thank the protesters in the back for the sirens. They must recognize what an emergency it is. That abortion, and not just abortion, but infanticide is on its way to being legalized in the state of California. So thank you for understanding the urgency. I'm glad you're here. I hope that you'll learn something. So, your beloved governor, Gavin Newsom, just tweeted just a few minutes ago that Walgreens on Friday said that it will not distribute abortion medication in 20 states. And as you can imagine, Gavin Newsom did not have the same reaction that we have, which is celebration. He said that the state of California will no longer do business with Walgreens because of this. So passionately pro-abortion is Gavin Newsom. So passionate is he about the dismemberment and the poisoning of babies made in the image of God that he is actually willing to sever the relationship between the state of California and Walgreens. The truth is, Walgreens is already shutting down across the state because of his failed leadership. He doesn't want to talk about that. Newsom can whine about this all he wants to, but the truth is, you helped make that happen. We might not be just yet changing the full political landscape in the state of California, but that does not mean that your voices and your efforts are fruitless. It was your phone call, it was your words, it was your courage, it was your bravery, it was your raising a respectful but relentless ruckus for the things that matter that finally pressured Walgreens to do the right thing and make it a little bit harder for women to have access to the kind of substances that poison their children. It just goes to show that the battle over abortion is not done. It's not even close to done. In fact, it is just now heating up. In fact, especially in places like California, this is just the beginning. As states like California are targeting pregnancy centers, the only places that are actually giving women a choice, and not just that, but helping them meet their physical, and not just their physical needs, but also their spiritual and emotional needs, also trying to decriminalize infanticide. It is up to us to, at the very least, make it as difficult as possible to do those things, as uncomfortable as possible for them to do those things. And I know that sometimes it might feel hopeless and demoralizing and worthy of despair in the state of California, but remember that it was only a few years ago that even most pro-lifers said Roe v. Wade is here to stay. Most pro-lifers even said there is no way that Roe v. Wade will ever be overturned. And yet, after 49 years of persistence, 49 years of the unseen and unsung work of pro-lifers, in the face of harassment, in the face of lies, in the face of slander and libel and persecution and violence, after 49 years, the relentless work of pro-lifers concluded in the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So do not tell me that things can't change. Do not tell me that the situation, even here in the state of California, is hopeless. Never doubt what God can and will do through the persistent obedience of those willing to do the right thing. This has been true, by the way, throughout the history of the Christian church. It has been Christians who have been leading the way and fighting for and advocating for the most vulnerable, championing the value and the worthiness of people made in the image of God. And Christians, believe it or not, have been up against even greater obstacles than the ones that we are facing today, even greater challenges, even more wicked tyrants. And yet, by the grace and power of God, they slowly but surely, Christians, revolutionized how the pagan world regarded human beings and human rights. And the same gospel they had then, the same spirit-derived strength that they had then, the same love of Christ that they had then, we have now. And if these things were good enough to embolden Christians under Nero, these things are good enough to embolden us under Newsom. So keep going. Keep going. You have no idea what a powerful and good and sovereign God is doing with every single step of your obedience in the way of protecting the most vulnerable. Thank you so much.